Ce face așa?
E de la lanț. Dar ține el și așa, îi mai dau cu vaselină înainte și ține.
Și dacă nu ține?
Ce faci, Chiștoc?
Mergem să luăm pantofi.
De la anul pentru ziua ta. Uite, că tu, dacă nu vrei să mergi de scurs la școală.
Nu scuz bani ți-a dat maică.
Mi-a dat banii pentru tenis.
Dar cât?
Cât costă tenisii?
Păi și ce să-ți fac eu, mă? De unde era să știu că o să primesc 2 de drept?
Poate în cealaltă cutie. Femeia care a luat era din Grăbănișu.
Trebuie să iau pantofi.
So I thought it was Atlas of the Universe was a very beautiful story about this young kid as he goes on his adventure, and it's quite subtle in the way he goes on the adventure. I wondered your two of your previous films, Two Lottery Tickets and Another Lottery Ticket, follow middle-aged protagonists. What made you want to change to a younger perspective for this one?
Well, I, I have a daughter, an 11-year-old daughter, and my producer has also 2 kids, and my sister, who is production designer, she also has 2 kids, and a lot of the people we hang out and we work in the same business, we have kids the same age, and a few weeks ago, we just noticed that there are not any Romanian films for kids and any good Romanian films for kids. And we just said, why won't we make a film for them also? A film that they would not only like to watch it, but they can participate in the process of making it, to come and see us on set, to see what we do, and to see the result in the end, so they can understand actually what our jobs are.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's fun. So did you all have fun on set then while filming?
Well, not
Or
really. It was very stressful because always the money we have for making a film are not enough, so we have to squeeze everything in fewer days of shooting, fewer people working on the set, so it's harder to shoot in these conditions, especially with kids and animals, because there are some rules you have to follow. Also, beside the rules, it's the kids that are acting, they cannot resist for 10, 12 hours of shooting a day. So actually, from the 24 shooting days we had to shoot less than that because they were not full shooting days.
I guess that makes sense for sure. As you were talking about the kids shooting on set, most of the film relies on the performance of Mate. What was the casting process like to find him?
Well, we worked with Florentina Bratvanov, same casting director I used for my previous film, and she started scouting for kids in schools and in acting schools, private acting schools for children, in Bucharest and around Bucharest. And she made like not a short list, a longer list of a few hundred kids that we went to watch. And then I made a short list of, I don't know, 10, 12 out of them. And with them I started to rehearse some scenes that I thought that were at the beginning. I started with some easier scenes, and then I wanted to see them how they react in more difficult scenes. And Mate was great, so we were lucky enough to find him.
That's good. He did a really, really good job.
Yeah.
and, like,
It was very easy to work with him.
yeah. What besides how you said you had to do shorter days. What was it like on set? Like, because it was his first feature, right? What was he like to work with?
Well, it was. I think it was easier to work with him than many other adult actors because he is a natural talent and he understood very well what the tasks are and what I expect from him, and he has a very good imagination, so uh, he could fill the gaps he probably had from the story because it's not easy to for a child especially to shoot a film that is not shot in a chronologically order. So we shoot the beginning or then the end of the film and then a scene in the middle, and it's very confusing uh, for many children. But for him it wasn't. He understood completely what's happening in that scene and where he comes from, where he will go to, what emotions he feels in that precise moment. Uh, and he was very playful on the set. There were a lot of kids, and if there weren't any kids, there was this photographer we had, and which who played a lot with Matei, and he was very happy and running, and he was capable of switching very fast from that to the character. For example, we were preparing to shoot. He was in front of the camera and he was talking with someone. He was singing, and he said, "Okay, action!" And he in instantly he changed to the character.
Yeah, that's good. That shows upcoming talent, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. As most of the film follows his journey, it's quite, I feel like it's in a good way and in a nice way that you don't see that often is it's not, you don't see that much like bad stuff happen, that you could throw into a kid's film. So how did you work with that on the script? Like, how did you decide what to include and what not to include for like this journey to find a shoot?
Well, first of all, the first version of the script was written by Mihai Khan, a friend of
Mhm.
mine. I jumped in after the first draft of the script, and then I talked with him, and I had some ideas, and he wrote another draft, adding my ideas. And in the end, I rewrote the script. Um I filtered it with my own experiences and my own emotions. So that's how the process of working was on the script. So most of the scenes, the interactions. Philip has they were already in there from year high. Some of them maybe were more conflictual, some were more scary. I don't know. I just filtered them in a way that could how do you say it, that could come to the level I was seeing the story. Uh, and why there not so bad things happening? It's because well, the film talks about finding courage, and a lot of what Philip has to deal with is that sometimes the expectations he has are much harsher than the reality is. I know I always had this problem. Sometimes I still have it. I worry too much and I expect something bad to happen, and in the end, it's not. Uh, so I wanted that those interactions, those people he meets or situations he gets into, to look a bit scary at the beginning, but then that he would understand that it's okay. Like the man with the donkey, the man with the fire. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, like how it's about courage and the storyline is ultimately an international, like everyone around the world feels it. Is that what you hope people take away from the film? Is that that's a normal part of growing up? Or
Yeah, of
yeah.
course, yeah. That was uh, that was one of the main ideas and themes that are that the film is about. But also beside that is the loneliness of a boy who has to manage things by his own. Because even if I come from a happy family. I had a sister. I did feel this loneliness when I was a child, when my parents were busy working. My sister was 3 years older, so she had different friends. And I spent a lot of time just being alone, riding the bicycle, um, playing alone. So I think this is what's for me. This is because this is more personal. I think this is uh, what motivated me to make this film. Actually, when I read the script of Mihai, this is where it touched me mostly. So besides the courage, which is quite I don't know, obvious, but it's in the front row of the
Yeah.
subjects that the film touches. What's behind that? It's the loneliness that I find really touching, emotional.
Yeah, I feel like it's universal, and I feel like no matter where the audience members from, that people should be able to feel that internationally, and I think it's very beautiful how it was put through the film.
Yeah, thanks.
Um, the last question I have before I let you go is, was there any significance for it to be two right shoes instead of two left shoes, or did it just happen to be two right shoes?
Um, Well, this is how they were. I don't know if Mihai chose that the left shoe to be missing
Mhm.
specifically, or it was just randomly. But I did thought how this can be interpreted from ideological point of view, and I said, okay, it's right. We will leave it like that. The left is missing.
Okay. Well, I think the film's very beautiful, and I really hope it touches a lot of kids, but also adults as well. So,
Yeah, I hope to. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you very much for chatting with me today.
Thank you, Hailey.
Thank you.
Te-ai pierdut?
Nu, merg la Grebenișu.
Da, să știi că e mult de mers până acolo.
Știu unde e, nu-i departe. Dacă vine Andu în țară, nu o să pot să joc fotbal cu el, că n-am pantofi. Mergi cu mine până la Grebenișu? Știți unde e Grebenișu?
Care ești acolo?
Mama mi-a zis să nu mă întorc fără pantofi. Tu știi drumul spre casa ta? Tu de unde ești?
Acum nu o să-ți mai fie frică de nimic.
Ție nu ți-e frică niciodată?
Nu, cum să fie frică?
Ți-e frică de mamă?
E, mi-e frică.